Aloha. Peheo oi. I hope that you're doing well. Espero que estés bien. I came on today to add another song in my series. This is Red and Blue. This is a song I've had in mind for a long time, but hadn't managed to fully create until this week. And think this is a really important piece of work. I'll say why later, but I'm going to get started right now. Oh, and for the person or two who are listening for, sorry, I had to leave early. I'm making seaweed soup, and I suddenly remembered that I had to go and turn it off. So, okay. There's no need to make this public. Why don't we just keep it private? Yes, we locked you in. How dare you stay by the window? Your view is already too open. It'll turn the world spinning to drag. Yes, the core you have to show is beautiful. But who can cut the teeth on it? We heard it's false, but we know it's true. Something to fear you turned into. Old masters of monuments anew. Because he poured out this land of red and blue. Red and blue. There's no need to put away our guns. Why don't you just put your hands down? There's nowhere you can run now. This is what you get for shooting us blank stares. Your view was already too gray. What we need is more black and white. With the white winning out, 'cause it's divine. Bless our every glass house box. We heard it's false, but we know it's true. Something to fear you turned into. Old masters of monuments anew. 'Cause he poured out this land of red and blue. Red and blue. Red and blue. Okay, well, I hope you liked it. Again, it's a new song, but if there's any justice in the world, I'm really hoping that something becomes of it, because I think this is one of my more important pieces. The reason I think that is that admittedly, I'm an introvert, and I tend to speak so much about what's going on internally. But, as years pass, I've become a lot more intent on trying to combine my inner and outer worlds in my content. And this song is a prime example, because the lyrical content is all about what's happening in the world outside of me, as in the huge schism in the United States society. At the same time, I'm speaking about what's happening to me internally, and the huge schism I'm feeling between what should be and what is, in terms of my fate, and what my treatment, how I should have been treated, and how I was treated. And well, I like to have things that have multiple meanings, and I love looking at the world from different angles, and that's exactly what I've done with this. So, like, for example, the first line, there's no need to make this public. Why don't we just keep it private? That's in reference to what's happening in the country today with in its educational system, and at the same time talking about how, I've been scarred for life by something that a certain entity did to me, and anyone who's involved knows what that entity is. And believe me, nobody wants it to be, they don't want it to be public. They don't want the truth to be fully known. So that's why I chose that as a first line. I'm an educator, so I think a lot about what's happening in the education system in this country. So, it's kind of natural that I would talk about that first. At the same time, ever since November, I've been especially conscious of how terrible things can happen to someone behind the scenes. And if you're forced to leave the stage and theater, then the truth may not be known. And that's exactly what the powers that be want. So, and there are other lines like this. I'm especially happy with the line, it'll turn the world spin to drag. Your view is already too open. Your view is already too open. It'll turn the world spin into drag. Again, that's another reference to a totally ridiculous and unfounded fear of the right wing about what's happening in the schools in the country nowadays, the public schools in particular, and in on the internal side of things. That's about my own experience with a place that wants to purport to be really progressive, and yet is actually really regressive, and wants to turn the world's a truly spinning world into a world that's just dragging along. And so I tend to say too much, and I'm just yo quiero parar ahora. Me parece que debería parar ahora. Es un tiempo peligroso. But anyway, there's my song, and I hope whoever listens to it likes it. And and for anyone who aspires to be like a true artist, I would give this piece of advice of just trying to find a way of getting your outer world and inner world in conjunction, just like you want to have the right brain and left brain working in conjunction. In a true piece of art, you have the world outside of you and the world inside of you running at the same time, and you're expressing about both of them at the same time. So, Lamapono, I always say I've mostly stopped with the foreign language speaking, but I can't help but to say Lamapono. I just love the Hawaiian way to say take care so much. So, well, Lamapono.